I am Jason Abraham, the Shadow Teacher, 33, and my introduction to the term Illuminati, the idea of an Illuminati, came from Dan Brown books, like many others. That was my gateway in. Not to conspiracy necessarily. I knew something was up with the world. Couldn't exactly put my finger on it. But this idea of the Illuminati was introduced to me from the Dan Brown book, Angels and Demons. And Dan Brown has a consistent formula for all of his books except for one, the exception being The Lost Symbol. But in all of his other books, the villain, the main antagonist, always appears to be the most helpful agent of the protagonist. So the main villains, initially appear as the greatest aids. Those are presenting themselves as an aid to the protagonist, accomplishing their mission, finding their way to the treasure in the cavern, and then they reveal their true intentions at the end. And I find the villains of our world to actually be quite similar to those of a Dan Brown book. The villains of our world, those who are the true villains, and I know I'm kind of going back to the cartoonish heroes and villains, but there's a point to this. The villains of this world, those who seek to amass control and power for themselves and look at people as cattle, as resources to be manipulated. I call these people villains. They always present themselves as those who are here to help humanity, those who have exciting ideas to make your life easier, more comfortable, those who have exciting ideas to save you from suffering, save you from death, save you from yourself. Those who present themselves as the saviors in this world are the villains. They are the Dan Brown villains. They are there to give you, though, once again, a choice. If you value human potential, if you value sovereignty, when you hear someone like Bill Gates showing up and offering some very easy choices, and Bill Gates is a fabulous pitch man. I've done quite a bit of studying of Bill Gates in the last few years, and that's what I find his great role is. He's actually a great pitch man. But when you always look at what he pitches and how it shapes out, then you see something deeper. And this video is actually not a knock on him at all. But I say, when you have individuals like that, you have a choice. You can continue to blindly follow along and let those who have dynamic personalities and interesting ideas and have big platforms continue to herd you in a direction and impose their consciousness within you. Or you can say, hey, wait a minute, there's more to this, and I need to take some responsibility for myself in questioning things and digging and understanding and exploring how things actually work and exploring what I value. And when something is presented to me as something good, but ultimately stands against my values, what's the right thing for me to do? This is the conversation that a sovereign individual has, a sovereign person who values their soul's journey and their soul's purpose and their soul reaching a higher potential. Sometimes you may find yourself in alignment with these so-called villains when you are exploring this path. But when you're blindly just following along, then you are allowing yourself just to be herded like cattle. You're allowing yourself to be a great experiment for someone else. And you're allowing someone to harness your energy to create something of their choosing or something they're called to do. But you may believe you're creatively participating, but I would say that's not the case. And it's not until we, as individuals, until we can honestly examine ourselves, it's only at that point that we're free to create. Otherwise, freedom and free will is just an illusion. Otherwise, people like Sam Harris are right. You are just someone who is running out a program of all that has come before you. But when you honestly take a look and you analyze your being at that moment, then you are free to create as you choose. You're free to participate as you choose. And even if it may seem like there's only two options, you can choose which option you want to take, what's best for you. So with that being said, red pill, blue pill, choose wisely. And maybe I'll see you on the other side.